more sophisticated crowd, I would say that I thought it was pretty funny that, you know, when I said what I told people I'm speaking at Mensa, and people said, well, you know, God, how smart are you? And I said, oh my God, I am so smart. Very, very smart. And, but I was just kidding about that. So anyway, what I'd love to do before I get into this is kind of find out what you guys are doing here and what your purpose is for coming here tonight. And I'd love to have everybody introduce themselves so I kind of feel familiar with you and what you do. So can we start back there? And
if you must, okay.
Sure, I must. The guy with the wine. The guy with the wine.
I'm Jason Classy, and I've worked with this guy for a number of years on space projects, space entertainment, theme parks, that kind of thing. I have a book out called The Everyday Space Traveler, upon which I kind of tried to relate to the astronauts' insights of space travel, what you can do on planet Earth, you know, with those in your everyday life. And I'm also out searching for the local mountain lions in the Santa Monica Mountains, and in terms of branding, I have a nonprofit called Expedition Earth, which I'm trying to shape into more of a commercial enterprise.
Great, thank you so much. Another not smart person there. John.
Hi everybody. Thanks Lindsay again for putting all this together. I'm an outer space architect, which means I'm trained as an architect. The last 30 years been combining that with real space projects with NASA and aerospace. And so as Jason said, we do space-themed entertainment, and I do a lot of consultants in movie and TV. And we're designing and developing a big project called Mars World, which will be built in Las Vegas, assuming we get that financing.
Got that, Zach. It's
Oh, yeah?
brilliant.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm impressed myself. But anyway, I've been looking forward to Nancy's talk, and these Mensa meetings have actually been very informative, a lot of fun, and again, thank you for putting them together.
Thanks.
My name's Gina. I'm an account manager actually at VisionWorks. I came tonight to support Nancy, but also to hear everything that she has to say about branding and marketing. I came from the entertainment industry and didn't really know a whole lot about marketing, but it always intrigued me. So I've been with Nancy almost 2 years now, and I've learned so much, and I can't wait to learn more from you.
Look at you.
I'm Christina. I work with Nancy as well. I'm a social media coordinator. And I actually just started a few months ago, and it's very exciting to learn a lot from Nancy. And I feel like it's marketing is a journey that never ends because it's constantly evolving, and that's why I like it.
My name is Eddie. I'm actually a client of Nancy's and a close friend. She's helped me bring our patented product to market, and her whole team is really doing a great job. And it's a new credit card for the screen on it that holds 20 credit cards. So we'll be out next year.
What's the name?
The product we're called Complete. You'll see it.
You'll see, I actually am going to use it as a case study. I thought I'd kiss somebody's butt here who's coming as a paying client, you know? Why not?
My name's John. I run the digital media department at VisionWorks. I like going to these events just because, Nancy always kind of, as much as we learn from her kind of on the job, it's good to see her out in the real world and giving the practical side of it for people who, aren't in our world. And it's kind of good to see, to learn new ways to explain things and to kind of break things down into the non-marketing mumbo-jumbo that we all speak in the office every day. So, yeah, I'm excited to see this.
Leon, I know zero about marketing and branding, so I came to see if I can learn something.
Great.
Chantal Bayer, and I'm Regional Director of the National Space Society, and I have a background in fashion design as well. So I'm kind of working on a project to bring the two together in a different.
I'm Ting. I'm an entertainment attorney, and for the past 7 years I was working as in-house counsel in business and legal affairs at Marvel, doing work in film and television production and motion sponsorship.
Hi, I'm Priyanka Saha. I work in entertainment with Sony PlayStations, mostly with virtual reality gaming and internet TV. My reason for coming here was to see what the Mensa chapter is all about and to also learn about branding and marketing. Thanks.
My name is Amit, and I came here because I feel guilty. Every time I get these notices of this Mensa meeting, and I say, next time, and it never happens, so I said, I'll come. I am retired. I have a portfolio of companies. I used to run worldwide marketing to Xerox and also Sun Microsystems product businesses in many countries. So I want to see what's happening now.
Great, thanks.
My name is Ryan, and I am an MBA student at USC Marshall, and I am interested in branding and marketing, so I thought I would come and hear some more insight in that area.
And his mother forced him to come in.
Yeah, his mother. I'm Dennis. I am a recovering CPA business manager. That company was bought by a public company. I'm on the board of Mars World. John didn't mention that what the project is we're in the process of attempting to build a couple of $1 billion theme park in Las Vegas, which will be called Mars World, which will be a family attraction that will attract people, which will have everything from that you can imagine that might happen on Mars, from no gravity to whatever. I am today a financial strategic consultant to businesses that are everything from startup to emergence to a lot of merger and acquisition, and I am a mediator for businesses that are I put deals together, but for deals that for businesses that didn't do too well, I also help take them apart, as well as community property settlements and divorce.
Hi everybody, my name is Sonata Tayman. I am an industrial engineer, marketing strategist, and speaker. I recently founded Luminaire Advisors. We are a business advisory firm focusing on operational strategy, marketing strategy, and funding. And very soon I'm launching my own video podcast. No, not my own, co-hosting it, but we're going to be featuring top entrepreneurs and showcasing their exciting new businesses or new products out in the business space in video, audio, and text formats. So stay tuned.
I'm Polly Peters. I'm the creative director at the Busby Group. We do some PR for Nancy. Came out to support tonight.
I'm Scott Busby from the Busby Group, and we have had the pleasure of representing both Nancy and Dennis. We're a full-service branding, marketing, and public relations agency.
I'm Maddie. I'm an undergraduate student, and I'm interested in learning more about marketing.
My name is Ed, and I'm a commercial real estate agent, and embarking on creating a new startup company with some friends, and proper exposure to marketing might help.
Great.
And lastly, I'm James. I actually also work for VisionWorks, and I do business development for her. So if you ever see us at an event, you'll probably be seeing me there. It's so nice to meet you all. So,
oh, look how sweet you are. So anyway, so basically, I've been in marketing and branding and monetization business for my entire life. And I wish I could say it was less than it is, but it's been a really long time. And my team and I at VisionWorks have generated over $3 billion worth of revenue for our clients and the consumer products and services that we handle. And what's interesting about that is that we execute. And what's really important about marketing and branding that a lot of people forget about is that there is always this great debate, going on. How do you get to monetization? How are we going to get there, right? And people think that what they have to do is create advertising, and they have to go out there and just create certain assets for themselves, and they aren't sure what to do with it. They don't understand strategy. They don't understand all the things that come before you can actually monetize. So there's always a great debate about ROI and how you get a return on your investment. And so at the end of the day, it's not just about, creating revenue and creating a great brand for yourself, but how do you do it? And that's the thing that really confuses most people, and they don't understand. It would be like me trying to be an industrial engineer and try to start out doing something like that, or try to build a Mars World project, and thank you I'm an investor there, and we're building a project like that without having the experience to do it. So after 30-some years of doing this for a living, We really believe that, we really understand what the debate really is about and how to really sift through all the dust and everything out there, because let me tell you something. As somebody said before, marketing and branding and business today is evolving at a very fast rate. What works today didn't work last month. I have people come to me and they say, but you gave me a proposal and this is what you told me that we should do. And I go, yeah, but that was 6 months ago. The world has changed in 6 months. And you must be relevant. And it's very important to be relevant in order to really build your brand. By the way, we just did this like 20 minutes before we got here, okay? This is finished, so not really 100% sure. So the most important thing for building your brand, and the first things that you really have to do, is you've got to, in today's environment, 2016, have total transparency. Very important. You've got to have credibility, you've got to be honest, you've got to be authentic, and you've got to create brand trust. And if you don't do any of those things, you are dead before you get out of the water. So what happens to most people and most companies, they say, I have created the greatest product, the greatest brand, it's amazing, and I'm going to get everybody to buy it. You have lost. You have really lost. And the reason is because today, clear is the new clever, and nobody is really interested in your product or your brand, believe it or not, except you. You're the only one that believes it's the greatest thing in the world because you know everything about it. So how do you get people to believe in what you believe in and get them to transform over to be a client, a customer, whether it's a service or whether it's an actual product? So basically, transparency today really implies openness, communication, and consumers trust you as a provider if you are transparent. Remember that in today's environment, only 14% of consumers believe traditional advertising. They don't believe anything anybody says today. Now, you need it. You definitely need it for reach and frequency, or you're never going to get to the masses. But only 14% believe it today. So really, 90% believe in their peer recommendations. And how do you get peer recommendations? Transparency. That's really, really important. So brand trust is very critical for brand success. So like I said before, 90% will make a purchase if they really believe and they really hear this through a peer recommendation. Now let me just kind of digress for 1 second and say that whether you're selling in a B2B scenario and you're selling a service and you're trying to get into another business and sell a service, or you're trying to sell a product at retail or whatever you're trying to do, you're still dealing with the human aspect and you still have to communicate with them. So it doesn't matter whether it's a buyer at Walmart, a buyer in the entertainment industry, at Sony or at Marvel, no matter who you are, whether you're a lawyer trying to connect with a major account, you still have to connect with those people and they still have to trust you, no matter who you are, no matter what you're selling, and you have to really make sure that you are above board. Integrity is so critical. So now, 83% of people will recommend a brand to people when they trust it. How many people here get most of their business from referrals, right? That's because you're honest, you have done as good a job. Doesn't mean you have to be successful in everything that you do, but what it means is that people know that they're going to get a fair shot with you, and that's very, very important. 82% will use the products and services frequently when they believe in it and they trust you, and 78% are going to look at it as the first thing that they want. So if there's 2 brands that they have a choice of buying, right? Or 2 movies, let's just say, that they want to buy, that somebody wants to go to. So let's just say that Spider-Man, somebody's phone is going, huh? I guess it's the phone. So let's say Spider-Man and Batman versus Superman's coming out this next weekend, and you've got $15 to spend, and that's all you got to spend. Who the hell is going to go see Batman versus Superman, okay? Because the first, you will, okay, well, you're crazy. And that's because the film was so bad to begin with, so people aren't going to trust it until they hear from their peers that it's a really good movie, okay? So basically, it's very important that we make these decisions every day in our lives and we don't realize it. Remember, when you're trying to sell something and you're trying to monetize it, it's very important that you take a look at yourself in your everyday life and know that's how other people view what you're trying to sell. And by the way, 47% will pay more for products and services if they trust you and they believe in you, okay? And they know that your quality is really good.
Those stats are based on what?
Those come from Ad Age, and there's appendixes for all this information. So, what I tell everybody, you gotta make an investment in your brand. And what kind of investment? You gotta really invest in your customer perception and reputation. What's the one thing that follows you around your entire life? Your reputation. And it's different than it was 30 years ago or 40 years ago, because anybody today that does anything wrong, it's on the internet, okay? So if you look up my son on the internet, it'll show that he tried out for American Idol when he was 18 years old. It is still on it's still on Google, and there's like 100 different interviews with him with AP, you know? So the point is, it never goes away, guys. Remember that. So your reputation is very important. The reputation for your brand is very, very critical. You must invest in that. I had a potential client come in today, and they sat with us, and we said to them, you only have 3.6 you know, stars on any of your reputation. They go, we don't know how to make it go to 5. We don't understand how to do it. It's our competition that's going on there. It doesn't matter whether it's your competition that's doing it. There are ways to make your reputation good and to get rid of that 3.6 and get it to a 5 pretty quickly. Developing deep bonds with customers to build loyalty and longevity. That means good customer service. That means listening to your customers, really understanding and giving them what they want. Today, nobody wants to be pushed into anything. Yelling and selling is over. What people want is what they want, not what you're willing to give them. So it's really critical that you really develop loyalty and longevity. And by the way, it doesn't happen overnight anymore. And you really need to build an ecosystem to ensure a positive customer experience. So very, very critical on the ecosystem. I have people come into my office and they say to me, wow, well, we want to really hire you to do Facebook. And I go, really? Do you know what Facebook really is today? It's not what it was 6 months ago or what it was 4 years ago. Or we want to hire you to do Instagram. And I tell them all the time, a really critical factor. You've got to build an ecosystem, and you must have the budget to do it the right way. So communication is very, very critical, and you really have to understand who your customer is. James, you did this? So, so you've got to respond to both positive and negative, you know, communication. The one thing I tell everybody is don't be afraid of getting negative reviews and negative comments. Respond to them. We were looking at, we were reviewing and doing a little dive to this client that came in today. And John, we went on one of the social media platforms, and somebody said, hey, do you have payment plans for this product? Because it was $700, it's a luxury brand. And the person said, well, we make, you know, what they basically said was, well, it's a really expensive product, so, and it cost us a lot of money to make it, right? Instead of, we make the best quality product. And we're offering you the best quality. We've done clinical studies. This product is going to do for you. This is going to actually give you results. This is going to work for you. And that's why it's so expensive. So instead, they took the complete opposite way. They took a really different approach that really was bad. And they were so embarrassed today. And they just like wanted to crawl under the table when they heard what their person had actually done. So really, really show the customer you're listening. We have a lot of renewable technology clients, and they have the worst reputation. Nobody has worse reputation than solar, renewable technology, I call them the door knocking clients, right? And our job always is to make sure when somebody goes to knock on the door that they are welcome in somebody's house. That they say, we trust you. Oh my God, we've been waiting for you. We're tired of the people from this company coming and that company, and they lie to us all the time. You guys are the honest, you know, you're honest. We know